Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jules, and whenever you join me here on my channel, you are one of my treasures. Um, Today is Sunday, September 1st, and we are just going live. It is Labor Day weekend. Um, I've had a long weekend. In fact, all my weekends are 3-day weekends. I have Friday, Saturday, Sundays off, so I have an extra long weekend where I get 4 days off. Um, so uh, it is great. I am currently editing a video here on my phone or finishing putting it together as I start the live stream. I just did a little video, just kind of basically going how things are, and um, you know some of the topics that have been talking on the channel. After the live stream, I will be doing another video continuing my series on deconstruction from the Mormon Church, and um, in my high demand religion uh, playlist, and just showing my experience in the church. Um, so, so for those of you that are never been on my channel, as you come on, um, I'd just like you to know we do talk about the 5 T's here. 5 T's are kind of like about the journey of my life. It might help yours, it might be part of yours. I talk about transition. I'm a 54-year-old transgender woman. Also talk about triathlon that I like to participate in. I also talk, like I said, I am doing some teaching on, uh, hey Bird, good to see you here. You saw my announcement there. Just kind of reviewing what the 5 T's are on the channel. And we know that we teach, like I said, about high demand religions. Like I said, I'm deconstructing for the Mormon Church. Also talk about trends, kind of like my different outfits I like to wear, and different tips I like to give. Um, I just did a video and I did point out my playlist to uh, my preparedness tips. Um, as I used to live in Florida and always had to be prepared for hurricane. I never really ever evacuated through any of the 6 major hurricanes I went through, but I was always prepared to. But yet I was always prepared to be, you know, when I stayed home, if we were, we were never short on water or supplies. So I like giving little tips like that. Um, Today I was supposed to do a video. I was going to go hiking up the trail at the end of my block, but I just slept in, um, and then just ended up doing housework. Uh, I did my laundry, some dishes. I did cook, so it's always a good thing. Um, Sometimes you just need that extra rest. Uh, and since I live on my own now, it is fantastic to, just sleep in sometimes on the weekends. Um, so, how are you doing, Bert? How's your Labor Day weekend going? I've got my little, we can say Generation X shirt, little tank top here. The checkerboard pattern. I used to love checkerboard Vans. I do mention it in the video that I'm editing. Um, so I'm doing that on my phone. I will, yes. union is forever. True. Yeah, mine's just an extra day off, so I end up with 4 days off. I always have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, um, and so then it adds Monday, so that's a nice 4 day weekend for me. Um, I've never been used to having like 4 days off, just been working, you know, these nice hours, but that's what happens when you're, I guess, when you're a federale. Anything else going on? Any interesting things you've seen lately? Like, um, I don't know, have you seen like my video I posted, I think it was last weekend, about um, it's in my high demand religions. The Mormon church has gone totally anti-trans. Make it easier to leave, though. My lips look too natural in the color. I think they need more pink to them. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, there's I've had some this week that have been pretty interesting. I mean, I had one that like was getting like 300 views a day for a while. Like it ended up getting like I think 2,200 views. Then all of a sudden it tapered down. I mean, although that was good for the channel, and I'm happy for that, because but I just got to figure out what it was, what it was in the title, what was it in the content, or what was it that really just made that video stand out. I'd never had a video hit 1,000 views, or even beyond seven, not even 700. I've had some go in the 600s, but never anything beyond that. Yeah, that one, the Mystic Connection, that one hit up in the 2,200. It says 2,200, but I think it was at 20. It's still at 2,166. So I don't know. It might have been the whole mystic word, like you said. You know, I tell Lena, Mystic Mama, that she's good luck for me because I use that word. Yeah, the answer is out there. It's with these guys. It's out there. The aliens. Or with this guy, with Elf. I had, I think, a new subscriber, and when I was looking at the pictures in one of her videos, she had one of these Elf dolls sitting in somewhere too, just like it. I was like, it's hard to find someone else that'll have one. Yes, it is Area 521. Let's see. Possibly. Um, I'm just making a title for the video I was editing. I'm saying Sunday video for my treasures. And you know, tonight, like I said, after this live stream, hopefully more people will join in soon. I'm gonna do another one on, you know, my basically on the that I've been doing on the Mormon Church and on this the good old Gospel Principles book. I've been doing it on that because that's like the basic uh, teachings that they give to people when they just join, and that's like a Mormon for Dummies book. So I mean, that's the one I always refer to, and one of the things is, you know, it's going to be cool because today I'm going to do this what they, you know, about what's the story of creation, and what I always say to people that people want to, you know, religious people want to say anything about being trans, um, you know, well, I always try to use the, well, then again, doesn't the Bible teach that God created Eve from taking one of Adam's ribs and creating a woman so Adam could have a mate? Well, wasn't that a form of a transition? Because she took a part of Adam and made it into a woman. I'm gonna put that in the video. We'll see how many responses I get. Yeah, isn't it? When you start thinking about it in a different fashion, you can um, what you can really find. it's interesting when you look at it through a different set of eyes. I remember, long ago, before I came out, before I was, when I was really into the church, we were very, it's always been very anti LGBTQIA. So when Prop 8 in California was going through, I was still lived in California, and they were having us gather at the church, get Prop 8 signs to go put on people's lawns and stuff. It was, they were like put a lot of money into that campaign to pass Prop 8 that basically stated that uh, marriage was only supposed to be between a man and a woman. They would talk at church, at the pulpit, which is where you stand to give a talk, and they would tell us, well, we're going to be meeting X day to go out and put out signs. Let's go to my usual red. I think dark red looks better. I had a light. I was trying to get a pink on there, but because of the pink earrings, but I'm liking the pink. The red really goes above. I have a different red. It's like a lip gloss that went on really well yesterday. Hopefully, Lena Mystic Mama will come on here. And I haven't seen Alice in a bit. I did talk to Ryuki. She sent me a message today, and a comment saying she's, I think, watching the videos. I learned by watching YouTube videos, actually, and just different people were on there, and I would watch them, and then I had to figure out what color, like it took me a long time to figure out what color foundation to get, how to apply it properly. Uh, and a lot of it is preference. Like for me, like a lot of my friends were always told me, like, eyeshadow. When I started off, I would do too much, and it was like very exaggerated. And they would tell me, hey, do less because less is more. And I started going with that, and I've liked it for me, but I'm not gonna tell everybody to go with that because some people may go with more, and it helps, it helps for them. Then the eyeliner, it took me a while to master the eyeliner. Like this one, you can see, I think my eyeliner right now, I need a new eyeliner pen, or because it seems to not fill in completely in certain places. So, but the winged eyeliner took me a while to master. I think what was hard at the beginning was when started off was I was still together with someone, and I started, and I was when I would cross dress, I would do it at home, and one, she had ring cameras all over the house to check on the dogs, and two, you know, she I she was so liberal, but hated the fact that I, you know, was trans or even cross dressed. So I was always nervous in doing it. So not till I moved out here to New Mexico and living on my own did I ever get a chance to really practice um, and learn it. Now my eyes, one thing I did buy, and I like it, and like on like this tank top, I got it on um, Temu. Same with this little necklace. Um, the the earrings, everything. I get them on Temu, but I bought some like eyeshadow templates that are like stick on, and then you just put them on there, and then you put your eyeshadow on, and you can learn how to shape it. There's like classic eyeshadow look. There's like a winged one. I mean, there's all kinds, and then there's templates for eyeliner, but the eyeliner, it just took me. It's like I know it. I go down into my little crease in there, just line that, and then just um, the eyeliner I bought. Actually, you can take off the tip on one side and it has a little triangular shape, and you can stamp it on there and then shape it from there. And then once you do that a few times, it becomes muscle memory on how to do your. So you were in what branch? And Bert, are you cis or trans? Well, first of all, thank you for your service too. And I work for the Department of Veterans Affairs. Yeah, see, with me right now, well, outside of work, I always present female at work. I still haven't come out, so I present male at work. Um, Although I live in New Mexico, which is a very liberal state, it is a completely liberal. government as far as governor, uh, the state house, and the state senate, and they are very, very open, to the LGBTQIA family, and like at the Department of Veterans Affairs, they're so great to the vets that are LGBTQIA. They actually have special uh, primary care teams aimed at the LGBTQ vets and any trans vets. Uh, like I say, her story, that's awesome. Um, they really help with the trans vets here at this VA that I work at. I worked in the Florida one. Oh my goodness, it was um, they I saw one trans vet over there, but um, the one the ones here come, they give them their hormone replacement therapy. They will give them prosthetics like the wigs, breastplates. If you need them, they will do everything to help you be comfortable in who you are and present as who you truly are, feeling inside, and um, which is, I think, is fantastic to have that, even go over and at the Florida VA I worked at. Oh my goodness, that would have been horrible. I mean, the last year I was there, I left in January, so June was Pride Month. On Pride Month, we put a Pride flag outside, um, and someone went and tore it down. Actually, yeah, like Shrek said, right? Yeah, it took me a long time to find myself. Um, it wasn't until I went to a gender therapist uh, that I found that I was truly trans. Um, I started off by I know I if there was some different feelings. I first What I did is I came out as bi to my ex, and she was actually really cool about that part. But then I started having the just wanting to try on, you know, women's clothes, and so I started trying them on, and 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 then trying on makeup. And so when I went to the therapist, it was great to really dig down deep, because I really started thinking back on my life, and it's funny how you can find all the way from the beginning, all the little subtle hints that that point to it. Like I remember once I found, once I was potty trained, all I would do is sit down to go to the bathroom. I wouldn't, I hardly stood. Little things like that. When in my teenage years, when I was home alone, I would go to my mom's bathroom and try on her makeup and her clothes and stuff like that. So, there were things that pointed it out as I was, you know, growing up, and you know, and then when I started doing it now as an adult, in my 50s, and I um, I had friends that were part, of the LGBTQIA community, one of my friends asked me, "So do you have a name for yourself? The opposite gender?" And I said, "Yeah." And I gave her the first name I had chosen, and she says, "You're trans." So I started going to therapists. Therapists confirmed I had gender dysphoria, but now I feel so comfortable as I transitioned. I love it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Remember, when you are here, you are one of my treasures. We Sinmonger, hi. How are you? Good. Have you been on here before, or have you been on the channel before? Been one of the live streams? Basically, here we talk about 5Ts. We talk about transition. I like to talk about triathlon sometimes. I'll participate in them. I'll teach different topics. Oh, thank you. So, are you a subscriber to my channel? Thank you. I'm glad. Also, I do have a Patreon. Remember, anything that goes into that Patreon, 20% does go to the Transgender Resource Center of New Mexico. Just something I am doing. The rest will help upgrades for the channel, like um, computers, camera, stuff like that. But thank you for joining us here. Always feel free to put comments in the comment box below, join in on the chat, um, share the video with friends. So hit like, that always helps. This channel, I always say we because it's all of you that help my channel grow. In the past couple of weeks, my channel has grown to, and for me, this is a lot because I just started the channel about 2 years ago, but in the past 6 months has been the most growth because I've been able to express myself more here, and we are at 301 subscribers. My next goal is to hit 510. As you know, everything here goes by 51s, kind of like Area 51 or Area 5T1. And so 510 is our next goal. We just hit the 255 a couple of weeks ago. Now we're at 301. So now we're only 209 away from our next goal. So let's try to make the channel grow. It'll be really cool, so we can have nice big live streams, or and I'll try to make interesting content. Like, and you guys can always suggest content if you ever have something you want to talk about or want me to make a video about. Put it in the live stream here. Put it in my comments, and I'll be glad to do it. just replying to a text from my mom. Oh, I know. She just worries sometimes. No, she doesn't watch my channel. I um, I haven't come out to her. I think the reason is I realized I was trans during, during when COVID was around, and uh, and she lost several people during COVID, and to tell her basically, when you transition, they say you have a dead name, then you go, your new name, to basically tell her basically her son was dead would not be cool. Um, my father passed. Her brother, her sister. Um, and I've noticed that during Pride Month, um, she did put support for one of my cousins down deep in Mexico. Uh, saying that she supported her. So, um, well, or one of my, like her goddaughter's daughter. I always say cousin because they're they're practically like family. So, um, but it's I don't know how she would, you know, I don't know how she would take it as far as being trans. It's kind of I'm I'm Mexican descent, and it's a very misogynistic society. So I don't know. Yeah, I that's what I figure. That I'll find out. I'll figure out when it's time. Like at work, I'm not out yet, but um, and it'll be about 6 months, and I figure that's when I'll be out. Um, because, like you're saying, I don't want to rush it at work. Um, and then, I mean, like I stated, my work's very, very, uh, accepting of the LGBTQIA um, family. So, and if I faced any discrimination due to it, I could go to we do have a union and what they call an EEO officer, which means Equal Employment uh, Opportunity Officer. So we're very well protected. And one of their biggest things is protecting the LGBTQIA family and making sure you're not discriminated against. But I have heard people in general expressing their opinion. Yes, it is. New Mexico is great. New Mexico, I had chosen New Mexico for other reasons. I had been here before. I had stated that this was gonna be the next state I wanted to move to, and then once I got a federal job, I was like, I'm on it. I'm gonna start looking, and sure enough, I got like two transfers over here. It was like it was awesome, and but it is very, I can say politically, it is well balanced. Yes, I love the fact that it's liberal and it's very open and it's a sanctuary state. So for anybody that's LGBTQIA, it really helps us out. Yes, it's the land of enchantment, but they also call it the land of entrapment. Um, but it is very good to us. Like the clinic I go to get my HRT, they are also my primary care doctor, and it's for people that it helps a lot of people that don't have insurance. So what they do is they they do sliding scales. So like they say, oh, what's your income? Here, let's look at your income. This is what your costs, and this is what's going to be your cost out of pocket. Um, I like that. They do help people out. Um, Also, it's a sanctuary state for obvious other reasons, like after certain Supreme Court decisions. Now, I'm going to bring out my little conservative side here. One of my things that I do like, I am a bit, I am very, I, I'm very pro Second Amendment, and I have, I do um, own firearms, and here it's an open carry state, so that's their take on that. I have not gone out with open carry yet, but I hardly even see anybody carrying them. But you can. I've seen some people with the holsters on, but not having a firearm on. And I think the first guy I saw with that was on the bus. So on public transportation, you cannot carry. So he didn't have his pistol in it. But so I look at each issue and kind of look at that. Um, I don't want to say that my political beliefs are just all left or all right. Yeah, and most people like, and that's the thing is most people will prefer to conceal carry because if you do carry open carry, you always run that chance that someone's going to see it and try to run up to you and take it. So yeah, I would prefer to. I need to get my concealed carry permit and concealed carry. It's just one of those things I like. I like to protect myself, and then I like to hit the range from time to time. Yeah. Another thing I like to do is archery. So there's a few archery ranges here, but when I lived in Florida, there was only one. I haven't gotten to go, but I do want to hit the either the gun range or the archery range soon. Yeah, and that was probably in the smaller towns. That's what I hear. That like here, I live in Albuquerque, so I hear like in Albuquerque is not as common as in the smaller towns. Like say if you go down to Socorro or why do you say in Arkansas it's like a different planet? And then see, I lived in Florida before this, and Florida had just passed the permitless concealed carry. And it was over there in Florida, you could carry your gun concealed and not to have a permit. That was something passed by DeSantis. Of course, DeSantis also stopped most hormone replacement therapy, where most places stopped giving it. I remember because I was going to the place I was going to for Planned Parenthood was Planned Parenthood was where I used to go to for my HRT, and one day I had an appointment and I was going to get my next 3 months worth, and they were like, "We have to cancel your appointment. So and so or executive order was put through by Governor DeSantis, and basically it stated that it was mainly stating the fact that they couldn't give minors hormone replacement therapy, but there was like some loopholes in how it was stated that it also included adults. So basically, HRT it's not, you can still get it, but you couldn't get it through a nurse practitioner or a physician's assistant anymore. You had to go to a doctor. It had to be an MD or a DO. I don't even know. They might have even made it where it had to be an endocrinologist. I don't know. He made it very difficult to get, and so yeah, and it had to be in person. At that time, I started during like a COVID time, so they were doing telehealth appointments with me, and like I said, I was doing Planned Parenthood, and they were great. I have to give them credit. They did a great job. You know, there were the only thing I didn't like. I'm going to talk about, we can go on that about the patches. The only thing I didn't like about Planned Parenthood was the nurse practitioner didn't put me on the spironolactone, because she said I was already on the on finasteride for my hair regrowth, and she said that that was testosterone blocker enough. Uh, when I moved out here to New Mexico, the nurse practitioner here told me, nope, she's all you need. That's spironolactone to block the testosterone, which is good because my testosterone level from 600 in like, I think 3 months went down to like 100. So I'm kind of happy with that. And I asked her about that. I asked her, can I go on patches over pills? And exactly said it only gets rid of DHT, which is the form of testosterone that causes the hair loss. Which I can say over the 2 years that I've taken finasteride, the hair regrowth has been fantastic, along with doing minoxidil. You know, spray. What I do is I'll get the bottle of minoxidil, pour it into a little spray bottle, a few little sprays on my head in the morning, at night, and yeah, the hair growth has been fantastic. I'm almost at a full head of hair again. My hair used to come to about here, and now I only have a little bald spot left about this big. So, I mean, it used to be like this big. Now it's that big. So I've gotten a lot back by taking the oral finasteride and doing the liquid minoxidil on the head. It's been great. It's fantastic to see all that. And yeah, Bird, I did ask for topical patches, but my nurse practitioner here said that patches, pills, injections, they pretty much all do the same thing. She says patches and injections just cost a little more. I know injections are like what, once a week. Patches are like every 3 days. She just told me that it would probably be the cheapest to go with the pills. I mean, granted, I have good insurance, because it is Federal Blue Cross Blue Shield. So I would have no big deals with the needles. I know how to give a good injection. I've had I mean, my last time I went and she had done my blood levels, she said that my estrogen wasn't as high as she wanted, but yes, it was going up. And I make sure to take them religiously, my hormone pills. I try not, to miss any. I have my little pill counters, and but everything's been going well. I just a couple of what this will be week 26, so I'll be like I've already hit 6 months, so I've definitely had good results. As you can see, I have this is out actually on me. I don't do actually threw away my breastplate yesterday. The only thing here is I'm wearing like a little bit of a push-up bra, but Yeah, that's all me right there. They're like just a little bit bigger in an A cup. Uh, I've been happy with the results I've gotten this time around. Uh, it's been great. Other things, definitely I've gotten the soft skin. Um, I'm definitely starting to see it on the face. Now I'm definitely doing some of my, some of the things I can do to feminize a little more. I'm gonna start running my own nails. I can't have them too long since I am a nurse. So, and how they would get. I do, and if you watch the video that I did for this, I do want to do what they call arrowhead nails. You guys know I'm into archery, so the fact that there is now a style called arrowhead nails, I'm going to go with those. Um, so I think those will be cool. My first set will probably be green like that. You should try to look into that. I had what I've done on sometimes on the weekends. I'll do some uh, falsies. I'll do some like press-ons. Um, I've tried different lengths. I tried some longer stiletto ones, which I like the stiletto style, but what's hard is getting used to, doing certain things with them. And since you're just kind of gluing them on, it's kind of difficult. Sometimes they come off really easy. You have to get some good glue. Um, so one of the things I want to do is, you know, to grow mine out and then maybe get some acrylics. Yeah, and I've polished them on the weekends before. Like I said, it's it really has a lot to do because like I should have polished them this weekend because uh, I wasn't working for 4 days, and so see, I am consistent with pills because I have to take other pills with my epilepsy, so I don't mind taking pills. With my epilepsy medication, I can keep them in there. So I do, like I said, little pill counters for a month, and that works. Oh, I'm sorry that you had to go through chemo. Um, that's probably hard. I'm sorry. Okay, so with finasteride and minoxidil, I have gotten good results over 2 years. But I was almost completely bald up top. I mean, I only had like this much hair left here, and now there's only a small spot like this left. But you can see, which was cool with the finasteride and the minoxidil. You can see when it starts vascularizing, it turns like you can see when there's like blood flow to that area. You can start seeing when it what I like doing is taking a weekly update picture of it and compare it to when I first started, and and when I do it every Wednesday, and you can definitely see week by week. Now you can see results because you can see where areas are starting to revascularize, or there's little baby hairs coming out and filling in. And yeah, my hair is starting, it continues to grow out, and you get more, new hairs. So like up here, it's all full now, my regular hair, and then it, I tend to part it. I can part it both ways. I'll either part it on the side or in the middle, and then you can see that it's filled in, and then it's even starting like right here at the widow's peak. You start seeing some baby hairs there, which they usually say don't try to get those to grow, but it helps. And hopefully, once my first surgery, I'm going to aim for, yes, finasteride blocks DHT, which is the for the T stands for testosterone. Um, that it basically causes hair loss, and so finasteride is what it has another name, but for hair regrowth, they also call it propecia. So, but that's usually a 1 milligram dose. I take a 5 milligram dose. My first doctor that prescribed it to me, I asked him, "Hey, doc, can I start taking propecia um, for hair regrowth?" And he just like wrote it. Of course, he was a friend of mine. He used to be my neighbor, but um, he had no problem with it. It's not like it's a controlled substance or anything, but yeah, he just you know wrote the prescription, and um, he gave me the higher dose, and it's been working great. I'll tell you why the insurance likes the 5 milligram pills better, because they're more common and they're less expensive. Because the 5 milligram ones are used for people with uh, problems with their prostate. So, um, so it's more common to give those people with the prostate problems the 5 milligrams, and they manufacture more of those than the 1 milligrams that are made just for as propecia for hair regrowth. So it's easier to get 5 milligrams, and they're cheaper. That's why it's the same way with yes, the VA will provide finasteride bird. Uh, I don't know about. You could ask about minoxidil. I mean, if they provide people with, you know, like I said, I work for the VA, so I know they provide people with Tylenol just when they need Tylenol. People can ask it as a prescription strength. They might even give you minoxidil. I don't know. Just ask the doc. I mean, you should even ask if there's a. Do they provide? If you're transitioning, do they? Do you get hormone therapy from them? Because they should have specialists in that. You can probably go to endocrinology there for that, um, or your primary care doc could even provide it. Um, they should have specialists in that. It all, like I said, uh, the VA here in New Mexico is great about it. They have signs everywhere. We support our LGBTQIA vets. Um, so that's a big thing. I even have a T-shirt that says it, and it has dog tags with a little rainbow behind it. or the LGBTQIA flag, and it says we support our LGBTQIA vets. They were made for Pride Month. It was really cool. I had to buy. I bought it, but um, I liked it. Yes, Sin. I am not at work yet. Out at work yet. It's and which is weird because I transferred to the New Mexico VA back in January, and I had worked for 4 years at the VA in Florida. And there were a couple of friends of mine that told me um, that what I should have done, and yes, I should have done it, is I should have told HR as I was transferring and moving over. I should have told my HR rep that I was trans, and that way show up here and just be me. Oh, that's cool. So you live in Cali. That's what I'm. Something I did send was in Florida on Pride Month before I left. I left in January, so that uh, last June, not this past June, but the previous June 2023, when Pride Month came along, they were giving away rainbow lanyards. So I got one, and then I was very hesitant to wear the lanyard at first. Then I said, you know what, screw it. I just went and I changed it one day and put on the rainbow lanyard. Then I had also gotten this little card that goes behind my ID, and it has the LGBTQIA flag, the newer one that has like all the different gender flags, combined into one, a gender sexual flag, and I started wearing that, and it said I am an ally. So some people never questioned it, and then I started coming out to people as you know at least because at that time I was bi. Um, I had to, I knew I was trans. I came out to about 4 or 5 people that I was trans, um, and but mainly they were part of the LGBTQIA family, um, and then from there, it's grown a little bit. I've come out to a few people here, which I find when you do come out to people, it's strange that they're very accepting. I came out to a friend of mine. She was my RN. In other words, we work in a team. It's an RN, LPN, a doctor, social worker, and I came out to my RN. I was the LPN, and she was very, very Christian, very religious, and she was so good about it. I was so, it kind of surprised me for her. Um, so, yeah, I think I like your idea about the bracelet. I have seen one I like, and I'm probably gonna start doing that. I try to let myself shoot. It's strange because um, I'm already starting to show, as you can see, and to work, I don't wear scrubs. I it's part of the uniform to wear scrubs, but you can also be a little casual. I liked it. I bought a lot of VA polo shirts. In fact, I work 4 days a week, and I have enough polo shirts to last 2 weeks that are VA with the VA logo on them. And I was starting to buy my polos. I used to wear, I should wear extra large, but I started buying them in a large. So things are starting to show through. So I think in time, it's going to be a given that I'm going to have to definitely come out because things are going to really show. I'm 6 months into transition, and this is where I am. So yeah, I mean that's probably what's going to force me to come out. Is because things are really starting to show here. The girls are really starting to show, and even with my polo shirts on, one thing I've done, I don't wear a bra when I go to work, but I've got like these little tank top type bra type things, bralette type things at Walmart. They have like you can adjust the straps, and they're like a little tank top, and it supports them. And I think they even show more then. So, and you can feel that they're tight on you, and it's like, um, but I think that it helps support them, and also since right now I've had a lot more tenderness, like at the areola section, because that's something that's really starting to grow. Um, it's definitely uh, helped the tenderness. Yeah, chemicals. Yeah, that's kind of like what they are. Um, I showed them here on my video one time. I did. From time to time I'll order a haul. Like I said, a lot of my I don't mind shop. Like I've gone like the other day I walked it down to Goodwill, and sometimes I'll buy clothing at Goodwill, and I have it, or even at Walmart, and I have no problem walking through the female section and purchasing stuff. You know, whether I'm presenting male or female, uh, I walk in and just find what I need. Yes, clothes shopping is fun. Now, there's been two places that I really find good stuff, and some people put me down for um, shopping at one of them. Um, Cato, where's that located? Is it a website? Now, something that's been great for me, prices are great. Like I've gotten good stuff, kind of like this little top. I've gotten great dresses on there. Um, okay, I'll have to look it up. And I've gotten great dresses on there. I've even gotten some makeup and stuff. And I know I've gotten um, very nice bird. I like that. So I don't mind shopping on Temu. Um, I know I catch a lot of flack for it from certain people because they say they're like sweatshops or but 90% of what we have in our homes is made in China, and 90% of that stuff is on there. It's just not being sold through the usual distributor. So it's just I find like I ordered say these sunglasses. So when I go to the gun range, they're for protection. If you look at these actually look like a very nice pair of Oakleys, and these cost me like, I bought 3 pairs for like $10. So I'm like, if not less. I even bought a pair of gloves for work, and they were like what the equivalent of some Oakley gloves, and Oakley gloves are like almost $100, and they were like $5 on Temu. So I don't mind shopping on there. A lot of people talk about how it's all stuff made in China and sweatshops. My thing to that is, yeah, exactly. And a lot of times you'll find the same. I could probably find the same tank top on Amazon, and the price is jacked up by 300%, and it would be the same tank top. And but what I say, I've responded to people is, you know, Nike, Under Armour, any other type of clothing we buy like that is made in Japan, made in China, made, you know, and it's the same type of thing. And they've had their issues with, you know, later on people criticizing them for, you know, running like type of like sweatshops and stuff, and they and then they'll shut down that operation and move it somewhere else. And you know, I've even done the research to back it up. I'm not going to say something without doing the research. So you know, I'd rather pay less and have the same items. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. We have Bird and Sinmonger on here. Remember, whenever you are on here, you are one of my treasures. We talked the 5 T's here: transition, triathlon, teaching, trends and tips. Yeah, Bird, what I do is I go on Temu, and sometimes I'll buy double XL. I know I'm over, I think over 200 right now. I just kind of got loose in the belly. I was down to like, before moving here, I was down to probably like 170. I started going up a little bit because having some stress when I was starting to move out. My ex was she was giving a hard time, you know, so there was a lot of stress eating. And then I moved out here to New Mexico and discovered a new type of cuisine. Second, I found a lot of restaurants that I've always liked, but we didn't have them in Florida. So, and then I discovered New Mexico's wonderful green chili peppers or red chili peppers, and I discovered pepperoni and chili pepper pizza from Dion's. Oh my goodness! So I did go back up into 200s, and now I got to get back into. And I haven't trained for triathlon in a while, which I'm gonna start doing. Yeah, exactly. I have found like with Temu, I started off doing extra larges, and then now I kind of, on certain outfits I order double X's. I think with Temu thing is they make them a little smaller. So I think the double XL works for me. Yeah, and one thing I tell my patients is always small frequent meals are a good thing as opposed to having these big meals. Instead of doing like, and they always say, quarter your plate should be your protein, which is like your meat, and it should be like the size of your, they say usually the fist, and then uh, a quarter carbs, and then a whole, then veggies, half of the plate. So like today, I think I overdid it by one. I made bratwursts, so I think I overdid it by one because I think two would probably be close to this, maybe a little bigger. But I did a third one that I ate. I have two left for tomorrow, and then I did do corn on the cob and some other sides. Yeah, one thing I definitely got into, and I made sure I got me because when, of course, I'm from San Diego, so I'm big into the Padres. Uh, I'm a Charger fan, and of course a Jimmy Johnson fan for NASCAR. But I never had a minor league team, so now I have me one, the Albuquerque Isotopes. I just found it cool when I heard the team name. I thought it was cool that it's the Isotopes because one, I like the A there because that is the beginning letter of my last name, um, and then how it shows an atom. And I remember hearing the Isotopes name on The Simpsons. I remember that, and I thought that was cool. So I totally went for the Isotopes as my minor league baseball team. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Whenever you're on here with me, Jules, you are one of my treasures. I thought it was a cool name. It kind of goes with the state. Uh, you know, there's a lot of, the first atomic bomb was uh, down at El base. That's where they um, actually blew it up. So, they do a lot of nuclear research around here. So I thought it was a cool name. And it was the Simpsons episode. And actually, I kind of looked it up. And in the Simpsons episode where they talk about the baseball team, they do mention the fact that the team was going to move to Albuquerque. And I think that's how Albuquerque actually changed the name due to that Simpsons episode. Just like in New Mexico, having the name of a city called Truth or Consequences. The reason the city, I forgot what the name of the city was before, or the town, I should say, because it's a small town. It was because there used to be a TV game show called Truth or Consequences, and they just kind of put it out there to see if some town or city would change their name to Truth or Consequences, and sure enough, they did it. Anything special anybody has done for the weekend? Yeah, I almost took a. I was going to apply for a job in Alamogordo on the base there. They had a job for kind of a. I don't know if it was an LPN like I am, but it was like almost like a almost like ER type of thing. Yeah, I remember you said that you had lived in and believed it was Truth or Consequences. So, but yeah, I was gonna take a job in. I was thinking of taking a job in Alamogordo, but that one wouldn't have been VA. That would have been just direct federal government. And I don't know if it's still up there on the website. I could always go back on usajobs.gov and do that one. That one was more like a immediate response type of thing, not primary care. Um, it would have been on the board of base. So I think that would have been cool because I have ER experience, and they had like 7 openings. So a friend of mine said she would have moved down here, and we could have like probably moved in together or something. It's been a pretty good live stream. I know, Bird. I know you're becoming one of my regulars. Fortunately, we haven't had Lena, Mystic Mama in here, or um, but she's usually. I call her Roz. If you've ever watched Frasier, that's who she is. She's like just about in every live stream, and so I call her my producer. That's probably why I got such good luck when I used the Mystic in my title. After this, I'm probably gonna have me a snack, and then I'm gonna do on my high demand religion video. I'm gonna do the fall of Adam and Eve. To see what the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints really believes about it. Oh boy, that's always a fun one. That's actually a pretty interesting lesson because they like to say that we were that God meant for us to learn between good and evil. That was meant to happen that way. You guys are getting quiet on me. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting way they look at it. First of all, the way they look at it, they say that, and I've said it in some of my other videos when I was reading some of their book. They say that we were all together before we lived, as pretty much as like angels or spirit children of God, and they believe in and also in a heavenly mother and a heavenly father, which is God. They have a name for him, Elohim. So then they say that we all sat there, learned from him, and then he made a plan for us, and then so he created the earth. Their way of teaching how the earth was created is so different, but you don't learn that till you go to the temple. I don't know if you've ever seen one of their temples, which is a big White Castle looking building. And I don't mean the hamburgers, I mean their temples. Like if you look at the San Diego Mormon temple, it's two big peaks. You see it right off the highway. It's always lit up. I'll say it is a beautiful building. They have beautiful architecture for them. There's one here in Albuquerque, and each building is built differently. But when you learn in there about creation, is so different than what you would read in the Bible or anywhere else. You know how usually the Old Testament starts, in the beginning, God created the earth. There they teach that God told Jesus and Michael to go down and separate everything, and then each day by day, build more and more of the earth. And it's the longest film you'll ever watch, and boring because they repeat the same thing over and over and over each day, or each part that represents a day, and it's a long presentation. And so you go through that whole part of creation, going through what's original sin and all that, and then going through some very culty rituals in the temple. But then the fall of Adam and Eve is said to have happened because it was supposed to happen, so we could get salvation. But it's when you actually go to the temple, it's crazy. There's a certain point that they used to say, if you don't want to go beyond this point, just raise your hand. They would take you out. Of course, there's nothing crazy gone on yet. But White Mormon Castle hamburgers, yeah, that would be a good one. But yeah, you do these prayer circles, and you put on these weird clothes. It is strange. I'll tell you that. And it symbolizes like crossing the veil back to, they call it celestial kingdom. And then there's one ritual that not everybody receives because you have to have money. You know, it's usually saved for people that have high money, high income, and donate lots of money to the church. And some people have just found out about it now that the internet's gotten big and stuff. Um, Even just to get in, you have to have one of these. This is the backstage pass, basically, for the Mormon Church to get into a temple. This is what they call a temple recommend, and you have to be living righteously according to them. And it has to have 2 signatures on there from 2 leaders of the church. And this one's expired, so like it lasts like 1 or 2 years. This is mine from 2002. And basically, you go through a worthiness interview to see if they're worthy to go into the temple. They make you, and they want to make sure you pay, like that you're following all the rules, that you pay 10% of your income to them. They want to make sure that you're not, doing anything unhealthy, like drinking alcohol, smoking, doing drugs. They ask you all of those. They ask you like 15 questions, and some of those will have sub questions to them. Well, I'm thinking we're going to do here. I still need to do, like I said, my video on that I was talking about. And I'm probably going to get ready for bed. So here's Bird. This is what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to start signing off this video now, of this stream. It's been great talking to you. You and Sin were great to talk to. I had a great time, and hope to do another live stream. Maybe let's see, maybe doing one tomorrow. It all depends on my hike. What time I get back and get all finished. Also, so I will see you guys. Yeah. Do you know what their income is? Do you know how much the church is worth? The Mormon Church is worth probably $500 billion now. $500 billion, not a $500 million, $500 billion. They say it's worth more than Chevron, more than, I think, Wells Fargo, more. It's one of the. If you looked at it as an organization, as a corporation, it has more value than most organizations here in the United States. So, yes, Bird, good night. I'm grateful for you coming on here. Hopefully, we can get a big live stream going on soon. Everybody that came on here, hope they are subscribers. It's great to have everybody on here. Just remember, please be safe. If you are on HRT, make sure you are seeing a medical professional. If you ever find yourself in a crisis, that you feel like feeling down, depressed, or hopeless, feel you need to talk to someone. If you're military or a veteran and feel like you need to talk to someone because you are feeling down, just please dial 988. If you are a veteran or a military, as soon as you dial 988, you can hit 1, and that's the national crisis line, so they'll help you out right there. It's always a good place to start. I like giving that on my channel now so I can help everybody out. It's not just for veterans, but it's for everybody, and it's nationwide. Just the veterans can dial 1 and they'll get on with someone that will help them out. Thank you for joining me here on my channel. Please feel free to join my Patreon. You can find the link in the description. And have a good night.